I don't give a blank that Melody isn't the first woman to be cheated on, nor do I give a blank how many times she took him back. None of that is relevant. As a black woman with sense, I don't care to see a degenerate on the cover of a magazine target to me. Don't call your magazine upscale when you clearly don't have high standards for who you put on your cover. It's false advertising and very raggedy. I don't support it because I don't have to. Woo, child, y'all going in these comments about Martell being on the cover of this magazine. But let's go ahead and get into the video. See, this is how you can always tell that somebody is toxic, because it will literally have the internet divided, like Martell is having the internet divided by being on the cover of Upscale Magazine. So many people are upset, but so many people are in support of Martell being on this magazine. So many people feel like we need to move on. So many people feel like Melody knew and she stayed. So why are we holding this against Martell? But I just find this interesting, and kind of like Kevin Samuels, that's how come I know people like him, but to me, it kind of started a gender war, and that's what I don't like. I feel like we should be able to agree to disagree in a peaceful way, but now like people are coming back and forth at each other because of Martell and him being on the cover. So Upscale Magazine, of course, received some backlash about having Martell on the cover of Upscale Magazine, and they addressed some of it on their Instagram. So one Instagram user said, "This is terrible. Why him at Upscale Magazine?" And then Upscale Magazine responded and said redemption. Now, y'all, I had to go and look up what the word redemption meant, because I'm like, do it mean what I think it means? So redemption means the act of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil. The action of regaining or gaining possession of something in exchange for payment. So, okay. So you know what? Upscale is able to have who they want to have on the cover of their magazine. But like people were saying, they feel as though what has Martell did that that he has redeemed himself from? Like, what work has he done? I guess people aren't really seeing the progress, or the public hasn't seen any progress or seen where he has been done anything redeemable. But who am I to judge? Who are we to judge? That's not what I want to get into. But honestly, what do you guys think about Upscale Magazine putting Martell on the cover of the magazine? In my honest opinion, I think they put him on the cover for clout. I really feel like they put him on the cover for controversy, because they knew that it would get eyes on their magazine. I don't know about y'all, but I never really heard of Upscale Magazine like that. So I feel like they did this on purpose. And they just wanted people to probably download and have us, blogs and things like that talk about it. But that's the real reason. I don't really feel like they necessarily thought this all the way through. Or maybe they did, and now they're getting what they wanted. But at the same time, a lot of people aren't feeling this at all. Like I said, this whole putting Martell on the cover of Upscale Magazine has created a huge debate amongst the black community. Some people are saying that the black community is toxic and we provide the worst characters in our community with a platform and put them on a pedestal. And then, like I said, others feel like it's time to move on. Martell got to feed his family. He got 5 kids to support. So let him get his coin. Let him get his check. And a lot of people feel like Melody knew about Martell and his indiscretions. So why is he still being punished? Now, that's the part I don't like, because I feel as though we can never say how a woman or a person should act when love is involved, years is involved, kids are involved, businesses are involved. I feel like it's really hard to say oh, she should have left him. I feel like that's easier said than done. And it's easy to say from the outside looking into oh, well, if you really love yourself, you wouldn't let somebody treat you that way. But, you can love yourself, but also look at your kids and feel like, maybe I want to stay for them. Maybe I want to work it out. Maybe he won't do it anymore. I just feel like it's a lot that goes into that. So I'm not going to fault Melody for choosing to stay as long as she stayed. because I just feel like love is complicated. Matters of the heart is complicated. It's not as cut and dry as we think it is. Look at me growing up and being mature. Look at that. No, but seriously, everybody's going to have their opinion. But I feel like at the end of the day, most of us just have to do what works best for us. So I'm not going to fault Melody for staying as long as she did and wanting to believe her husband. I think especially for women, we believe in love a lot, and we grew up seeing that fairy tale and that fantasy and feel like love conquers all. But at the same time, eventually every woman, every person does have their breaking point. And I feel like that's what we see with Melody now. But I just wanted to read y'all some of these comments because people was going in. People was going in, y'all. I just want to read y'all these comments because people was going in on this article that the Urban Bell Mag reported. So someone said, give the man a break. He took his punishment by losing his family. Let the man breathe. And then someone said, I don't have to do anything. The stats are the way that they are now because the black community coddles toxic black men too much. Someone else said, Martell hasn't done anything to redeem himself, so this seems more like an attempt at getting attention more than anything else. And someone else said, I don't understand. Do we want him to pay forever? God forgives us all. Someone else said, pay forever. Why do y'all get so dramatic and defensive when black men are being held accountable? People are only saying it makes no sense to award someone like Martell with the magazine cover. Just like it's mind-blowing that ignorant rappers and athletes are made speakers of the black community. Like y'all don't want better representation? Raise your standards. Someone else said, Melody knew of Martell's behavior for years but stayed anyway. Everyone has an opinion, but the reality is that the magazine could and did do what they wanted to, which was to put Martell on the cover. People need to move on and realize that Melody is not the first, nor will she be the last woman to deal with infidelity in their marriage and choose to say anyway. The magazine owes her nothing, and everyone is not going to punish him for his poor behavior and choices that ruined his marriage. Point blank, period. Someone else said, I don't give a blank that Melody isn't the first woman to be cheated on, nor do I give a blank how many times she took him back. None of that is relevant. As a black woman with sense, I don't care to see a degenerate on the cover of a magazine target to me. Don't call your magazine upscale when you clearly don't have high standards for who you put on your cover. It's false advertising and very raggedy. I don't support it because I don't have to. And then someone else said, thank you for writing the most intelligent comment on here. Too many black women are foolish pick-me's. So embarrassing. I haven't read Upscale in years, and I'll keep it that way. So someone else said, you don't have to support it, and you don't have to look at it or read it. They can still put whoever they want to on the cover, and that's facts. You are entitled to your opinion, and so is everybody else. Point blank, period. So what do you guys think about this whole Martell being on the cover of Upscale Magazine? Like I said, I feel as though it's just basically a big old publicity stunt. I'm pretty sure their readership went up because of Martell being on the cover. So they probably just using Martell as much as Martell is using them. But do I feel like he is, a model citizen of America and culture? I can't really say that I would agree with that statement. But like someone else said, that magazine is entitled to put who they want on the cover. Is it a good look for the magazine? I don't think so, but who am I to judge? And at the same time, I can't really say, just because we don't see what Martell was doing behind the scenes as far as doing the work, doesn't mean that he hasn't. Maybe he is going to therapy. Maybe he is, picking up trash and doing community service. I don't know. But honestly, I just wanted to hear what you guys had to say. You know what? The thing is, let's not say that Martell can be on the cover. I think it may be a little too soon. Like, people just feel like, as the public, we just want to see a little bit more growth before we crown him with Man of the Year, redemption and all that good stuff. Because, when I think about it, y'all know, I think about God's love for us. And even though we don't be perfect and things like that, you know, his grace is sufficient. So that's how come I'm just like, all right, I do get it, you know, as far as the whole redemption thing. But I also understand people's outrage as well. But okay, that's all I wanted to say. Let me know what you guys think. You know, are people justifying their feelings when seeing that the Black community kind of puts, you know, the wrong kind of representation on a pedestal and give them a spotlight? Or, you know, are people taking it a little bit too serious? Let me know what you think. Other than that, I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.
Met Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent. Met Synquette, man, the girl was heaven sent.